Alright, so as you can see, I got the Blazer back into the garage again today. We did Hanging Tree not that long ago, and all of the drivetrain and everything held together awesome. I'm super happy with all that stuff. But there's still a bunch of little things I need to fix. I don't know how much I'm going to get, how many of them I'm going to get to in this video, but I'm going to start by fixing the door catch, which has been a problem ever since I bought this vehicle. And I've just kind of been putting it off because I didn't want to fix it, but as you can see, it just completely ripped out. So as we were opening and closing the door so many times, it just boom, fell out into the quarter panel. So this really needs to get fixed. I'm going to have to cut a square out of here and replace it with all new metal because it's all sorts of ruined. And driver's side's not as bad, but it's still pretty bad. So we got a little bit of a change of a plan because I just think this will look better. So I was going to cut out like a 3-inch square, but I have a 3-inch hole saw. So I'm like, well, why don't I just punch a hole, and then I could just cut a hole with the hole saw out of the moon metal and weld it in. Should be pretty simple. So I cut this and drill a hole in it, just like that. So I can weld this into there, line it up with these marks, and then I can use the hole saw, cut out the bad metal and cut out a new one, and it'll already have a hole exactly where it needs to be. So now you gotta figure out how to hold this, ground it, and weld it.
Hold, ground, weld.
So alright, so I got my patch started. I started welding it in. I got it cut out of the metal with the same hole saw I used to cut this hole. So there's a little bit of a gap all the way around, but shouldn't be too much of a problem just to fill that in. So before you guys get too far into this video, I just wanted to take a second and let you know I still have hats and stickers for sale on my website, owenbarlow.com. If you want to support me and what I do, and so I can keep making videos for you guys, please go get yourself some merch. It helps me out a lot. Thank you. Alright, and there we go. One thing to note, if you do this yourself, that captive nut I showed you, if you weld this in without putting it behind there, you won't be able to get it behind there. I can, because you know it's up in there. But if you don't have, but if you have a factory vehicle, that'll all be sealed off and you can't get in there. So it doesn't matter for me, but when you do this, make sure that you get that behind there and hold it back there somehow. So when you do reassemble it, you can actually put the striker in. But as you can see, perfect. And in my case, I don't really care because it's a rock crawler. But I just masked it off and just painted it black right there. I don't even think it looks that bad. It's like, yeah, whatever. So now I'm gonna get on to the other side. So I got my little centering hole welded in. So now I can just take my hole saw and run it through just like that. And there it is, there's the other side. Oh, got a little bit of a run. Oh well. I don't really care. Look at that though. That's the best this door has ever closed. Opens super easy. Closes. I mean, it's definitely not perfect, but for what it is, that's gonna work great. Okay, so now I'm going to be building a storage rack for the back of my Blazer, because as you can see, there's a fuel tank right there. So I hate throwing stuff back here because, you know, there's all these fuel lines and wiring going to the fuel pump and everything like that. So it's just really inconvenient when you gotta, you know, put tools and recovery gear back here. So this is a storage rack that my dad built for the for the Bronco, for when we would go camping and stuff. You know, you could put water jugs in here, and it actually was built that a cooler would fit here and water jugs there, so you could hold everything there. But for what I'm doing and for what we do now, this, you know, it's not going to work just hanging this out of the hitch because it's going to get destroyed. So I'm going to cut this hitch receiver off. I'll probably cut these out as well because I don't need to hold a water jug like that anymore. So
a gas tank would be good, like a gas jug though.
Yeah, but they won't fit in there.
Well, maybe we could just make one bigger then.
Yeah.
You're gonna have to cut them out, I guess, anyway. But
something like that. But I also got some more aluminum diamond plate because that's what this is here. So I'm gonna put more aluminum diamond plate here, just so that's both sides, the whole bottom's full, and then this cage around it, and then I'll make it work in there. So the first thing I'm going to do though is just cut this receiver hitch off and set it up in there and just see if I'm going to have to modify anything else or if it's going to work. So I just got the hitch cut off, it's down there. But I got it set in here, just like that, and it's gonna work perfectly. Clears the fuel neck and everything. Some space under there, so I'm gonna make some little tabs so I can bolt it to the fender wells. And I'm gonna cut these out, cut some more aluminum to patch those holes, and then I'll probably just paint it black. Alright, so I just got it all painted up and I sprayed some bed liner in the bottom of it here. It still needs to dry a little bit, but you can touch it without. So now I'm going to, oh yeah, and I welded some pieces of flat on the ends here. So when I get it set up on the wheel liner there, I could just drill holes through it. And I bought some bolts. So I'm gonna get it set up into place and start drilling holes and get it bolted down. There it is, all done. Got all my stuff loaded up in there. Got it bolted down, as you can see. There's 4 bolts holding it in there. I think that'll be plenty strong.